ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णकरुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्ता राधा कान्त नमोऽस्तु ते। तप्त काञ्चन गौरांगी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा। सो आप सबको स्वागत, वेलकम फॉर ऑल ऑफ यू फॉर टुडेस अर्थशास्त्र विचार। In yesterday's class, we have studied about why this course has to be exist. So that thing, Srila Prabhupada wanted to have Varnashrama college. So he wanted the society. He wants to train the society systematically in the 4 Varnas: Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Sudra. So that's why. So that is one of the his mission. So his agenda or his mission for his organization. So also we have discussed in yesterday's class Arthaśāstra. What is Arthaśāstra? We discussed Arthaśāstra means the one which deals the material and material sciences, especially which deals the it's related to maybe health, it's related to maybe politics, economy, and so on. So that. And also we are hearing from the Krishna Samhita of the Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's Krishna Samhita. From there we heard that this Arthaśāstra is also, sometimes we can call this Dharma Shastras. That means Smriti Shastras. Smriti Shastras also can be known as Arthaśāstra. Yes. That thing we have seen because Smriti Shastras or otherwise, Smriti Shastras, what they are doing, they are dealing especially the material activities of the society. So, and also Arthaśāstra is nothing but which is the subject matter which deals the material activities of the society. So that's why sometimes we can see Arthaśāstras and Dharma Shastras are nothing but same. This is a thing we have in that respect too. So both are same. Then after that, Chanakya Arthaśāstra we started. So who is Chanakya? So how Chanakya was he was the son of Chanaka, and he belonged to the Pataliputram. So that is one of the place in Bihar. Then after that, he became a prime minister for the Chandragupta, and he compiled this Arthaśāstra, Chanakya Arthaśāstra. And we have seen the opinion of Srila Prabhupada on him. And also Srimad Bhagavatam also it is mentioned about him. He as he's the Brahmana actually. So a perfect Brahmana. So Prabhupada also several times he quotes in his lectures about him. So well-learned person. So such a person has compiled by referring all the Arthaśāstras previously existing to him. And he compiled this Arthaśāstra. What is the purpose of this Arthaśāstra? Arthaśāstra means which deals about the material subject matter. So this Arthaśāstra is dealing about what? This Arthaśāstra is dealing about, what is that? Prithivyaha. So palane, Prithivyaha labhe palane cha. So yatkinchit. So for the acquiring of the land and also for protecting the land. This is the purpose. So for this purpose, so this Arthaśāstra is written. And by compiling, that means by referring all the previous Arthaśāstras, he compiled this. And in this Arthaśāstra, there are 15 books are there, 15 Adhikaranas. In that 15 Adhikaranas, first Adhikarana we are going to study. And we began with the the contents, that means the first Adhikarana's contents. That we'll be discussing, that means we discussed half of that. And we'll be continuing that actually. So other, that means so we'll be continuing the contents of this book, first Adhikarana. And then I'll be today explaining about, so first Adhikarana in that first Adhikarana we are going to begin the first topic. That's a Vidya Samuddesha. That means establishing of the education. So before entering into that establishing of education, we are going to discuss what is the need of education. So then we'll enter into that. Okay, so that's why I am going to refer Kamandakiya Niti Sara. Today I am going to refer Kamandakiya Niti Sara to establish the need for the education, to establish the need of the education. So that is the one of the major tasks we are going to deal today. And then after that education is classified into 4: Anvikshiki, Trayi, Varta, Dandaniti. And then we'll begin. So each one by one we'll be discussing. And yeah, so first of all, very important thing is, yes, we should understand that it's not a ready-made thing. It's not that the 1 or 2 techniques you learn and you apply in your business and you get the success. So we should not be so, that means so much, that means interested in the temporary result. But by thorough understanding of this book, we'll definitely develop a strong knowledge base for you as a manager, how to take the decisions and so on. So that's why we are going from the root and try to continue your enthusiasm throughout the whole module and also successive modules. So that's why that is my request. It's not that they just like quick results. If you want, those will not sustain for the long time also. So that's a let's build a proper strong base. So how the importance, that means the education, that today also will be discussing. Okay, that is also is going to help you. Okay, now I'm showing Sanskrit and also English. I told na, so both books I will show to you. So that you'll understand how to follow the flow actually. Okay. Let me just 1 second. Yeah. I'll be sharing my screen to all of you. 2 books I sent already. So Sanskrit version also, that's Hindi book also I sent, Hindi translation and also English translation, both I sent. So in the Hindi book, I'm going to refer the Sanskrit, and English book is for you. You can take and you can follow that. So you can see if someone is not able to follow Sanskrit and they need to see the things same in English book. So that's why I'll be showing both. Now example. So the first thing is what? So this is the beginning of book, Kautiliyam Arthaśāstram. In this, who is this Mataji is coming? Huh? Who is that actually? Mataji or Prabhuji? Kiruba Shankar, who is this? Can you unmute and so clarify who is this? Okay. You are the host. Let them clarify to you. So then, so okay, see here. पृथिव्यालाभे पालने च यावन्त्यर्थशास्त्राणि पूर्वाचार्यैः प्रस्थापितानि प्रायशः तानि संहृत्य एकम् इदम् अर्थशास्त्रं कृतम्. Now you want to know the English of this translation. Hindi is also there in the down. So English, if you want, you can see here. So Om, salutation to Sukra and Bruhaspati. This Arthaśāstra is made as a compendium of almost all the Arthaśāstras, which in view of acquisition and maintenance of the earth have been composed by ancient teachers. So that is the thing. This is the English translation. Of this work, the following are the contents by sections and books. So tasyam prakarana adhikarana samuddeshaha. So tasyam means in this book, how it is, so having the contents. It is having the adhikaranas. Prakarana adhikarana samuddeshaha. Adhikarana samuddesha means, so adhikarana is English language. So is said as book actually. So adhikarana is a 15 adhikaranas are there. So in that first one we are going to discuss. So first one is this. Vidya samuddeshaha vruddha samyogaha indriyajayaha amatyotpattihi mantri purohitotpattihi and so on. So in English also you can see. So concerning discipline. So Vidya samuddeshaha. First one is the end of sciences, association with the aged, restraint of organs, of senses, so and so. So now we discussed till what? Till 8th. That means Goda Purusha Pranidhihi. This much we discussed. We'll be continuing from there. So that means in the first Adhikarana, what we are going to learn? Vidya Samuddeshaha. That means so the divisions of the education, different divisions of the education we are going to see. Then after that, Vruddha Sanyoga, just I am repeating. Vruddha Sanyoga means associating of the experts. Indriya Jayaha means controlling of the senses. Amatyotpatti means so selecting a minister, so his prime minister. And Mantri Purohitotpatti means so selecting the counselors and also Purohita. Purohita means priest. Next, Upadhabihi, Saucha Shocha Gnanam Amatyanam. So by giving the different gifts, allurements, so checking their purity. So Saucha Chocha means their purity and also their so uncleanliness, cleanliness and uncleanliness in the character. So that can be known actually by the giving the different types of the so allurements and checking them. Next, Goda Purushotpattihi. So king, so we discussed actually, king see the things through the eyes of what? Spies actually. So in the country, any manager actually, any manager also, any organization if you have, so there are a lot of people and lot of affairs are involved in that. So what is happening if you want to know, you have to know as a manager. So that is possible that for that what you need the spies actually. So who are just trustworthy to you and they will be observing the things and so giving proper, that means so input to you as a so this Goda Purushotpatti. Then how to Utpatti means selection, so production or other creation. So how to select these spies, what kind of precautions has to be taken, so that he is going to discuss here. Goda Purusha Pranidhihi, that means engaging that Goda Purusha. Pranidhihi means engagement. Next, Swa Vishaye Krutya Paksha Rakshanam. Swavishaya means in his own country. So Krutya means some people may be so aggressive towards him. That means they may be not happy with the king or the manager. So then, and also they are very much greedy, and such a people might be there Krutya, Akrutya. Akrutya means who are not angry towards you, favorable. So such a people, so you have to protect them. That means someone is in your country and he is not happy with you, and he is very much greedy. So it's a very dangerous person that is. So then you have to make them onto your side. So that is the thing. Next, paravishaye krutya krutya pakshopagraha. So next one is, that means in the ninth one, whoever is belong to uh, your court, your government. So in that someone is not happy, then you have to make them yours. You have to protect them. Paravishya means in another country. So in another country, whoever is so aggressive towards the king, that king, and you have to make them favorable to yours. Krutya krutya pakshopagraha, and who is so much loyal to that king, and how to make them. So upagraha means making them towards you. Next, mantradhikaraha. So that means how to how to engaging the ministers. Next, dota pranidhi. Dota means messengers. Messengers, engaging the messengers. That means you have to. So messengers also play key role actually, because messengers, if they don't give the properly the information to the they never pass them information properly, that's a great actually danger for the king. So that's a duta pranidhi. Next, rajaputra rakshanam, protecting the upcoming kings, that means sons of the king. So rajaputra, so rakshanam, how a king should protect his sons. So this has to be always protected from the enemies. Enemies, what they want to do, they want to kill the sons of the king, so that they will not be having the another next descendant. So that is the purpose. So that's a Rajaputra Rakshanam. Avaruddha Vrittam. Sometimes the sons, they will become a very rebellistic actually. They are not loyal. They may not be loyal. So that's why any rebelness is there in them, because like the four people are there, four sons. Everyone is very much is a hard kick. No, that's a place. So position is very much powerful one. So automatically so much. So inside you might be going, and they might be developing some kind of envious among each. And also they try to kill the king also, because so now they feel that means they want to rule. So why this old man is there now? So let kill him and so that's why protecting himself from such a sons also. And avaruddecha vrittihi. That means so first observing, and then after that avaruddecha vrittihi. That means if they are there like that, then what king has to take, what kind of steps he has to take. So that is the 15th one. And Raja Pranidhi, that means the duties of the king. Next, Nishanta Pranidhi. Nishanta Pranidhi means what kind of rules and regulations has to be followed in the palace. In the palace, Nishanta Pranidhi. Next, Atma Rakshitikam. So protecting himself. So these are the things we are going to learn. Actually, Kamandike Nitisara, there are the two commentaries are there. Very wonderfully, actually, he is explaining. So in that, we will be discussing today before entering into the first one. That is what? Vidya Samuddesha. If you, I'm not going to open and show you all the time English version. I will be taking this one only in Sanskrit Mula. And but if you can, for your sake, so you can refer all the time English one, whatever you need. So that file already with you. I cannot share the show through my screen actually that. Okay. So now Vidya Samuddesha, that's the establishing of the education. So what is the need of this? First of all, what we are going to do? So we are going to discuss about the acquiring the land and protecting the land. This is the task actually. This is the task of whom? This is the task of a king. So then for that is the Arthaśāstra. This is going to deal what we discussed now. This Arthaśāstra is going to dealing about the so Adi Prithivyaha Labe Palanecha Yavanti Arthaśāstrani. That means whatever Arthaśāstras are there in regard of what? So acquiring the land and protecting the land. So those Arthaśāstras are summarized and compiled this book. Okay. That means this book is meant for kings. That means managers. So for them this book. And now why here Vidya Samuddesha, that means education is needed. So those things we'll be discussing now. For a king, why? That is the important thing. That we'll be discussing now. I took some screenshots from the Kamandaki Nitisara. I will share this file with all of you also. So at the end of the class. Anyway, I'm sharing the screen now. So here, is it visible? Yeah. So this is the Kamandaki Nitisara. After the Chanakya, so maybe after a few hundred years later, this book is compiled by the Kamandaka. It's nothing but the full study of so Chanakya Arthaśāstra only, but it is in a very, very organized way, and also it is including the commentaries also. It will be very much helpful one, and I also I studied this long back from my teachers. So because in Sampunam University, there is one professor is there, very old professor. He is the teacher for the Rajashastra. And he taught to me some chapters only he taught, but after that I understood actually. So yeah, I learned some things from him, and also I studied the Manusmriti also from him. So now in this Jayamangala Tika also is there. This first one, this one is the Jayamangala Tika. On the these bold letters are there, slokas. That's the Kamandaki. That's the Kamandak is an author actually. He wrote that. And on that, so Jayamangala's commentary we are going to refer. Okay, this is and now our target is what? For a king, what is the need of education? Where is the need? Why education is need for him? For a king, so why the education is need? Who is the king? The one who acquires the land and protect that. So that is the duty of a king. So for such a person, what is the need of knowing or having education? This is the thing. This is the objective. Today's objective. First object, that is. Then after that, we also see the divisions of education. Okay. Now here, you see, Uparjane, you can see Uparjane Palane cha Bhumehe Bhumir Ishwaram Prati. Bhumehe Bhumir Bhumishwaram Prati. So Uparjane Palane cha Bhumehe Bhumishwaram Prati Yatkinchit Upadekshamo Rajavidya Vidam Matam. So what is that? Bhumishwara means king. So king, for king, whatever is needed, that I will, for that king, for what is the purpose of Uparjane Palanecha Bhumehe? Bhumehe means That's Prudhviya is there in the Chanakya. Here Bhumeya is there. Acquiring and maintaining the land, protecting the land. For this sake, a king, whatever he needs, that I will teach. Who is saying? Kamandaka is saying. Okay. Whatever king's duty is what? Acquiring the land and maintaining the land. For that sake, so whatever is needed, that is going to be discussed in this book, Kamandaka Nitisara. Even the Chanakya Arthaśāstra also is saying same thing. So he wrote this book for what? For acquiring the land and protecting the land. For this purpose only, so he wrote the Arthaśāstra. So that means Kamandaka is exactly following what Chanakya is saying. Arthaśāstra, Chanakya Arthaśāstra is there for a king only. For what sake? For acquiring the land and for protecting the land. Okay. So that means this is especially meant for the kings. Iti. So Bhumishwaraha, Bhumihi, land means what? First of all, you should understand land means just like in Australia also there is a big land is there. So acquiring that land and protecting that land. In Africa also there is a lot of land is there. So can you say that's the acquiring that land and protecting that? Can it be the duty of the king? No. Acquiring land means what? Land means Manushyavati, the place where the people are there. That is the meaning of land. Land means not just a barren or vacant land or some jungle, some simply land. That is not the land actually. Land definition is what? Manushyavati, where the people are there. Desamante matti kadoi, desamante manushulai. Actually in Telugu, there is one proverb is there. So Gurujad Apparao actually, he is one of the poet. And he wrote, Desamante matti kadoi, desamante manushulai. That means, so country means not just a land, country means people. Similarly, here land means not just some area, but it is fully filled with the people actually. That is the meaning of land actually. Manushyavati, the one which possesses the people, is known as land. Land means the one which possesses the people. That is known as land actually. And that, acquiring that and protecting. What is the meaning of acquiring? So, tasya arjanam. First of all, this Arthaśāstra is there meant for what? Acquiring the land and protecting the land. For this sake, so what king has to do? So that is going to be taught this Arthaśāstra. So first of all, that's you should understand what is the meaning of acquiring the land. How many types are there acquiring the land? And protecting the land. Rakshana means protecting. How many types of protection we need? That also we should understand. Acquiring the land means, you see here, Tasyaha arjanam trividam. Land acquisition will be 3 types. What is that 3 types? First one is, arjanam is 3 types. Navam, bhuta purvam, next pitriyam. Navam means newly you got that. Bhuta purvam means it is there with you for a long time. Pitriyam means coming from the ancestors. So like this, one can get the wealth or land or anything by in these 3 ways, which is newly acquired, navam, and which is with you for a long time from the past, and which is acquired through the ancestors property. So like this, acquisition of the land can be 3 types. Then rakshanam, so protection. Protection is also how many types? It is also 2 types. It should be protected from swebhyaha parebhyaha. So whatever you acquired, land or wealth or resources, it has to be protected from what? From own people. Swebhyaha, that means who's belonging to you. Those can be the threat for that. Even a king is there. So for king, who are the threats? From whom he has to protect his land? His own people means whoever is working with him in his ministry. Like, so his prime minister, his counselors, his priest, and his sons, and his commander-in-chief, the army commander, so many are there. So these are all his own people, and that has to be protected from them. And also it should be protected from the others. It should be protected from others means land, whatever you acquire, so whatever you are possessing, that should be protected from the others. That means who are not belong to your country. In your country also there are the rebels will be there who are belong to your citizens, belong to your country, that means your citizens, and they can be also threat for you. That's why there comes under the own people. Protection means it should be protected from the own people, and also it should be protected from the others. That means from enemies who are. So that's why protection is two types: protection from the own people, protection from the others. So this is the meaning of acquiring the land and protecting the land. Arjanam and Rakshanam. Next, actually we hear Nanu Rakshita Vivardhanam Vruddhasya cha Teda Pratipadanam api asti. We hear some Purvapakshi is coming, opponent is coming and saying, so whatever your land you are acquired and you protected, that has to be increased. Huh? Some opponent is saying, and he is saying that whatever is land is protected by you, that has to be increased. And also whatever is increased, that has to be what? That has to be utilized. Increased thing should be utilized in a righteous way. So what about this? So like this, so someone is asking, that means increasing and utilization. How do you see these two things? Then we can understand these two things also, nothing but the Arjanam and also Rakshanam. In that only we can see. That just I will show you on the board actually. Arjanam means acquiring. Rakshanam means protecting. Protecting from what? From own people. From others. Acquisition is 3 types. What are those 3 types? So newly acquired one, Navam, old one, and third one is coming from ancestors. Like, why newly acquired and old one is divided? Because some land newly acquired, then like that if you conquer some country, so now there will be a lot of risk is there. So that should be seen as a differently from the which already with you. Like you are the king for some area, and which is already you fully got the command on that. Now after that you acquired some new thing. So now this new thing is not equal to the old one, because you have to see that as separately, because that is the place where there is a good chance to have once again rebels and fighting. So that's why So that's a new thing, old one, and which is coming from the ancestors. So like this, that's why acquired thing is divided into 3 ways. Now, after this, so someone is asking us what? What they are asking? They are asking, what is the meaning of, what do you think? What do you think about Vardhanam? Vardhanam. Vardhanam means increasing. And next, what is that? Sanskrit word. Tirtha Pratipadanam. Vardhanam and Tirtha Pratipadanam. You people can maintain the notes actually. Because if you want to continue to teach someone and also to remember, it will be very difficult actually. If you now onwards, if you start, that means taking the notes, it will be really very helpful for you actually. Because yeah, it is needed and we have to utilize this science. It is a science. It is not a sentimental thing actually. It will be work in any time actually. Any time it will be working. The principles never change. Whatever the principles are said in the Shastra, those are always so applicable. But only thing is, we should know how to apply those. So that's why don't think that is a king and what is the need, it's need for everyone. And also we should bring this kind of teachers. I expect from this course someone as a teacher for the Rajashastra, Arthaśāstra. So someone, it will be very nice in our team. So that means if you want to come to, if you want to create a community, it's not that just taking the piece of land and doing the agriculture. This is not sufficient actually. That is only making the Vaishya once again. Already there are so many Vaishyas are there, and we are making once again one more Vaishya. So there is no success in that kind of thing actually. So we need the proper Kshatriyas, the managers who can, so leaders who can handle that land. So who can acquire the land. So what is the meaning of developing farm community? It is nothing but acquiring the land and protecting that. So the principles has to be properly understood, and we have to apply those in the present situation with the right intelligence. So that's why right intelligence we get when we understand the things from the Shastra. That will make the intelligence sharp and so useful. So then we can use it for the day-to-day application. So that's why first of all, peacefully we should understand the subject matter thoroughly. So now come to this. So Vardhanam and Tirtha Pratipadanam. That means Vardhanam means, oh, they are asking, you are simply speaking about Arjanam and Rakshanam only. What about the Vardhanam and Tirtha Pratipadanam? That means increasing of that land, and also Tirtha Pratipadanam means utilization. So what about these two? They are asking. So then we are saying that, so oh my dear, so no problem. Increasing also comes under the Arjanam only. That means, and Tirtha Pratipadana means what? Utilization. Utilization means either using that wealth or that land for conducting good, or utilizing that wealth for good cause. Like example, for the sacrifice, utilizing that for the sacrifice. Of course, sacrifice means what? Sacrifice means, so in our case, sacrifice is Nama Sankirtan, that means spreading the Krishna consciousness. Spreading the Krishna consciousness is a sacrifice in our case. So sacrifice in a Karmi's case, sacrifice means, so conducting the Dashashwamedha Yajna and this Yajna, that Yajna to go to the higher planets. So it depends upon. That means utilizing that for the good cause, or what? Giving to a righteous son, a good son. This is nothing but the utilization. So in this case, what we can say, this kind of utilization is also coming under what? it is anyway coming under the Rakshanam. It is not different from the Rakshanam. So like this, that means ultimately now what? So king's activities are, how many are now? It will be 4 now. You can see now it has 4. One is like this. If you divide and see, Arjanam, Rakshanam, Vardhanam, and Tirtha Pratipadanam. You can see like 4 also. So that's why you can see in another place of this same book, the Rajavritti, that means the duties of the king, are becoming so like 4. You can divide and see. Rakshanam and Arjanam, that means you can so divide and open and see. So that means it can be 4. So that is we are seeing here. Labdha rajyasya tu swarajyam dandena palayataha chaturvidam vrittimaha. King is having the 4 major duties. What is that? Nyayena uparjanam arthasya rakshanam vardhanam satpatra pratipattihi. You are able to see this? Nyayena, are you able to see? Shall I zoom it? Nyayena uparjanam. Next, Arthasya Nyayena uparjanam, acquiring the wealth in a righteous way. Then after that, Rakshanam. Then after that, Vardhanam. Then after that, Satpatra Pratipattihi. That means utilizing for the right cause or giving to the right person. So these are the 4. Now you can understand the king's duty is acquiring the land, protecting the land, increasing the land, and utilizing that for the right cause. Land means wealth. Land means wealth. Wealth is not different from the land. If land is there, wealth is there. Without land, there is no wealth. So now that's why we are seeing king's main activities are 4. Of course, Chanakya said Prithivyaha, so Palanam and Rakshanam. So Prithivyaha, so Arjanam and Rakshanam, but actually it is 4. Okay. So now just it is being elaborated here. We are elaborating this. The king duty, the duty of king as follows. Arjanam means Nyayena Arjanam. Actually, this is the important point. One should acquire something in a righteous way. Example, in his kingdom, king has to get the wealth. How he will get the wealth? By the collecting the tax. He should collect the tax from the Vaishya, from the farmers, in a righteous way. That means, example, 1/6 of the total outcome. This is the one of the standard actually given by the Acharyas, previous Acharyas, 1/6. Next, Rakshanam. Rakshanam means protecting from own people and others. That's obvious. Anytime Rakshanam means you should immediately remember that you should be alert actually. That's why if you don't have this idea of my wealth or my land has to be protected from my own people, then you'll be doing a mistake actually. So that's why protection means it should be protected from own people and also others. Next, Vardhanam means increasing. So example, so some wealth, so king got by collecting the taxes, then increasing that he can do some business actually. So using that he can do business. So by that wealth can be increased. Next, Satpatra Pratipattihi, spending for the Ashwamedha Yajna or giving to good son. So Ashwamedha Yajna means you have to see what is your objective of the whole society. Your whole society's objective is the Krishna consciousness, then spending for the expanding the Krishna consciousness. Or so giving to a good son means giving to a or just so you can share that to a right person so that he can also expand, protect it, and he can also increase it like this. He can also give to the another right person by increasing that. So this is like this we have seen. So 4 major duties of a king. So now next, so evam lava palanopayam. So then after that, Naya Vikrama Sampannaha. King, what kind of qualities he should have? He should have 3 things actually. Any manager should have 3 things. Mainly what? Nayaha. Nayaha means, so that means righteousness. Second one is Vikramaha. That means he should be powerful. And Vikrama Sampannaha Suthanaha. That means he is always active. So these 3 things are the needed. Naya Vikrama Sampannaha Suthanas Chintayet Sriyam. So the king who is having these 3 things, who is righteous, and also who is powerful, and who is active. And that kind of person can envision the more and more opulence. Naya means righteousness. What is the meaning of righteousness? Nayasya Vinayo Moolam. What is the root of the Nayaha? So, one second, I'm not able to see it. I've seen the book is very light printing actually. That's why. Nayaha. Nayaha means righteousness. What is the root for that? Vinaya is the root for the Naya. Nayasya Moolam Vinayaha. Tasya Shastra Nishchaya Hetukatvat. That means a king should know what is right and wrong. For that, what he should have? He should have Shastra Nichaya. That means he should have the conclusions of the scriptures with him. All the conclusions of the scriptures he should have with him. So whoever is having the conclusions of the scriptures, that person can have the righteous nature. So that means one should properly knowing the scriptures and their conclusions. And that person can behave in a righteous way. That's why Nayasya Moolam Vinayaha. Vinayaha means what? Having the conclusions of the scriptures. This is the point. Shastra Nishchaya Hetukatvat. Okay. Then how one can get that? So king should know right and wrong. For that, he should know the scriptures. For knowing the scriptures, what is needed actually? Vinaya means also, one another meaning for Vinaya is is controlling the senses actually. Controlling the senses. That means now we should go in the step by step. So king should know right and wrong. Further, he should have the scriptural knowledge. For that, what he has to do? He has to first control his senses and study the scriptures. Then what will happen? He can understand the conclusions of the scriptures in a proper way. So Shastrardaha prasidanti chinta bhavana kramena. So whoever is not properly control his senses, even if he sit and study the scriptures, he cannot properly understand the conclusions of the scriptures. So that's why Indriya Nigraha, controlling of the senses, is needed to study the scriptures properly, to understand the conclusions of the scriptures properly. And once if you understand the conclusions of the scriptures properly, then you are able to decide what is right and wrong. And that is that nayaha. So knowing the right and wrong is the important quality for a leader actually. So one uneducated leader will mess up the things actually. It's wrong actually. He cannot perform nicely. A king, what he should have? Naya Vikrama Sampannaha. Nayaha. He should be knowing the right and wrong. What is the meaning of right and wrong? So for that, he should have Vinaya, means he should know the conclusions of scriptures. For that what? He has to control the senses and study the scriptures. So that's why if you see in the old, our Indian Gurukul system, Vedic, not Indian, Vedic Gurukul system. So brahmachari means what? He is fully controlling his senses. They are not exposed to the different, so that means alluring or otherwise different events which can agitate their senses. So they will not allow to be in that kind of environment. So Gurukul is always with the Guru in a peaceful environment, which is completely very sattvic, is very remote from the city, remote from the town, and not having the so much exposure to the, so that means senses, that means alluring, which agitate the senses. They are free or away from that kind of environment. They are fully control their senses in the period of 25 years of brahmacharya period. So they do the vow for the, that means Naistika brahmachari will be doing the vow for the lifelong, and these brahmacharis at least they are doing the vow for the 25 years. So they want to be till that means passing Snatakottara, that means to get this Snana, Snatakottara Samskara, till that time they will be controlling their senses. And so systematically studying the scriptures and understanding the conclusions of the scriptures, then that will build their capacity of deciding right and wrong, and that is needed. And also Vikramaha, that means he should be fully potent, not that they already, so he lost all the vital energy by draining out. So then what is the remaining thing actually? If you lose everything, what you will do actually? You cannot do anything actually. That kind of person is not fit for the leader actually. And also Suttanaha. Suttana means Su-Uttana. Uttana means so who stood up. Suttana means nicely stood up, but it means very active. These three things are the needed. So anyway, now we are not discussing the Vikrama and Suttanaha. First, we will be focusing on the first and foremost thing is what? Nayaha. Without Nayaha, Vikrama is, that means if someone is powerful, but he doesn't have the knowledge of the right and wrong, then what is the use? That kind of person will destroy the society simply. So that's a without Nayaha Vikrama. That means here it is said that Vikramat Nayaha Pradhanam. Which is the important thing in these three? Nayaha is the Pradhanam. Naya is the Pradhanam. That is the first and foremost thing one has to get. So that means Naya ability of deciding right and wrong. So how it will come when one is having with the conclusions of the scriptures. That means one has to study the scriptures. Then what scriptures they should study? So what is the education? Now the point is coming. What is the education? What are the books? That we should know. So that's why we are beginning now. Vidya Samuddeshaha. That is the first topic in our Adhikarana. So I am bringing the whole picture. That means the need of the knowing the different divisions of the education. I explained to all of you. So not only king, any small scale king. That means a temple manager is like a small scale king who is having the land. His community should develop actually. Prabhupada wanted every temple should be having its own community, and also every temple. So every temple president also is like. So he is having the people, resources, money, everything. And he should protect the temple and he should build the community and he should brought up the things. So like this, yeah. So what is the needed? So education, the divisions of the education one should know now. So now that is the goal now. So we'll be seeing what are the different types of divisions of the education, because human life begins with the education only. Without education, so humans, they cannot be humans actually. They will behave like animals. So for getting that education, controlling of the senses is one of the important. Student means brahmachari life means they should be controlling their senses. That's a very much important. That teacher has to take care of that. If student is not controlling his senses, then so he has to observe and he has to give the right counseling for him. That's needed. Okay, now we'll see. Now we'll go to the Chanakya Arthaśāstra book. So there are the 4 divisions of the education, which are very, very important. And yes, these 4 are the important for Dvijas. And but their focus of area will be different, but they should have knowledge of these 4. Vidya Samuddeshaha. So in this, first we are going to see the divisions of the education. And in that also we are going to establish today, if time permits. So Anvikshiki, first one also we establish. Anvikshiki Trayi Varta. You should go to the first Adhyaya in our English book. This is the first, that means second chapter, Nani. First chapter is completely contents, and second chapter you should go. Second chapter is starting from here. Page number 8. This is the Anvikshiki Trayi Varta Dandaniti. These are the 4. So that means that king has to know these 4 things. Otherwise, he cannot make the decisions. He cannot make the right decisions. He cannot get the right decisions. So, Anvikshiki Trayi Varta Dandanitischeti Vidyaha. What are there? 4 are there. Anvikshiki Trayi Varta Dandaniti. It is also there in the Srimad Bhagavatam. You might be knowing this is not from it's not any mental speculation. It's approved by this division is approved by Srimad Bhagavatam also. Srimad Bhagavatam 3rd canto, 12th chapter, if you see, Loka number So from the Brahmaji, secondary creation is coming. So what things are coming from him? So that is being explained. In that context, that means many things came from him. That's if you see the 12th chapter, you will understand like this. So there are 4 vidyas also coming from him. That is also said there. Just I'm finding the number. Where is it? Can anyone help me? You can search in this chapter. Sloka number. Third canto. So 12th chapter. Found? Anyone got? Acha, Dwadash Adhyaya. Sorry, I'm seeing in a wrong place. Yes. 44. Anvikshiki trayi varta dandanitistatthaiva cha evam vyahrutaschasan pranavo hyasya dahrataha. Sloka number 44 in the Srimad Bhagavatam. 3rd canto, 12th chapter, sloka number 44. This Anvikshiki, Trahi, Varta, and Dandaniti, these are the 4 divisions of the education which are coming in the beginning of the creation. So what are these 4 educations? That means if you want to design any educational institute, it should be covering these 4 divisions. The systematic division of the education is very important for running any society towards the spirituality, because all the scriptures are finally concluding in the Vasudeva para Veda. Everything is concluding in the bhakti only. So that's why to run any society in a systematic way, so that society has to be educated in these 4 divisions of education. Okay. Now we are going to see the different opinions on this. Anvikshiki, Trayi, Varta, Dandaniti. What is Anvikshiki? What is Trayi? What is Danda, Varta, and what is Dandaniti? This we are going to discuss one by one. Actually, one chapter is coming. Anyway, but we will be when that comes, then that at that time we'll be discussing elaborately. In simple brief, if you want, Anvikshiki means Anvikshiki is an education which help you to understand the tattva of the padartha, vastu. You're understanding? You're getting the point? Anvikshiki is an education or is a tool that will help you to understand the tattva of the objects or the padarthas or the vastus. That means Anvikshiki is nothing but the philosophy. 6 philosophies. Like the Nyaya. Example, take Nyaya. Nyaya is a subject, what it is doing. It is a tool for you. It will be helping you. So if anything is there, how to make that means how to understand that logically. If you try to understand anything is given to you, you use this logic, Nyaya philosophy, so to understand that thing in a logical way. That means how the logic is built, what are the different limbs of the logic, and what is the false hetu, that's the improper hetu, how to identify that. So that means Nyaya philosophy is a tool which help you to understand the any subject matter, any book in a logical way. So like this Mimamsa. Mimamsa is also a tool. What it will do? It will help you to understand the sentences in a systematic way. If any defect is there, you can easily identify. So like this, Anvikshiki is nothing but is a philosophy actually. Philosophies, 6 philosophies, which are useful to understand the books, other books, like if you want to understand the Vedas, if you want to understand the Puranas, if you want to understand the Bhagavatam, if you want to understand the Bhagavad Gita, these tools are useful to understand. That's why Prabhupada also says, if anyone want to sit on Vyasasana and you want to deliver the lecture, so he has to know 6 philosophies. So that person can know Bhagavatam nicely. Because the 6 philosophies are the tools which help you to understand the subject matter in a systematic way. So not only 6, there are the any tool which help you to understand the subject matter of any book is known as Anvikshiki. Next what? Trayi. Trayi means, what is the Trayi? It's Rug, Yajus, Sama Vedas. Trayi means Vedas. 3 Vedas. Rug, Yajus, Sama. Varta. Varta means Krushi, Goraksha, and Vanijyam. Dandaniti. Dandaniti is nothing but this. So, how to give the punishment? Rod of chastisement. So, deciding the different punishments. So, it is like a political science. It's a political science. So, these are the 4 divisions of the education, which, a Brahmana also should know Kshatriya and also Vaishya. But now our discussion of interest is, our interest is now king actually. King has to know all these 4 divisions. He should study by controlling his senses under the expert gurus, so that he can get the ability. That means he get the conclusions of the Shastra and he can decide the right and wrong. And then that is useful to protect and acquire, protect, increase, and utilizing the land. This is a system actually. Next what? These 4 things, our 4 divisions are there. Now we are seeing the different opinions on this. Trayi Varta Dandanitis Manavaha. So Manavaha means, here some authors are saying, from the Andhra Pradesh, one author is there. His name is Pullala Sri Ramachandra. So he is commenting that here Manavaha means followers of Manu. No, not that. Manavaha means not just followers of Manusmriti. It's not like that. So here Manavaha, Trayi Varta Dandanitis Cheti Manavaha. So Manavas accept only 3 divisions. What are that? Trayi Varta and Dandaniti. They are not accepting the Anvikshiki. So first of all, who are the Manavas? So Manavas means it's one Arthaśāstra. Manava Arthaśāstra is one Arthaśāstra. In the Vedas, so which are the instructions are meant for the human beings, Manushas. So those are all compiled as the Arthaśāstra. So that's one book is there. That's a Manava Arthaśāstra. Whoever is following that Manava Arthaśāstra, so they say that education is divided into three categories. Trayi Varta Dandaniti. They are not accepting the Anvikshiki. Why? What is the problem for them? They are saying that Anvikshiki is not a special division, a category. It is nothing but is a part of the Trayi only. A special Trayi is nothing but the Anvikshiki. They are saying like this. Why we are studying this open? Because it's important actually. So next, Barhaspatyaha, the followers of the Brihaspati. That means followers of the Brihaspati means Brihaspati wrote a Arthaśāstra. Whoever is following that Arthaśāstra, they say that divisions of the education is, so education is divided into two categories, that is Varta and Dandaniti only. Varta and Dandaniti, these two divisions only are there. In their Arthaśāstra is built based upon these two only. They are not accepting the Trayi and Anvikshiki. Why? They say Trayi is nothing but what? Loka Yatra Vidaha iti. Samvarna matram hi Trayi Loka Yatra Vidaha. They are very practical people. They don't want to use the Vedas. They develop actually their Arthaśāstra. The Arthaśāstra means the subject which deals the material affairs. So they say dealing of these material affairs can be done by the experience, by the practice. And there is no need of any following Vedas. Vedas actually, that means that's Manavas, followers of the Manava Arthaśāstra. So they are using this Trayi as a just what? Trayi is just a covering actually. To promote whatever you want, so you need something. So that is nothing but the Veda. And for that purpose only Veda is useful. Practically, that is not useful. Just to promote whatever you want. So you are all using. That is their perspective actually. Some Varna Matra means just to cover. That means if you want to implement something in the society, but you want that, but you are using the name of the Veda, whatever you are interested. To promote your interest, you are using the Veda. Trayi means three Vedas. So that's why they say that these followers of Brihaspati, Arthaśāstra, hey, what is the need of this Trayi? Just names, covering sake, this is Hatav. Next, Dandaniti Reka Vidya Dandanitis Cheti. Okay. Dandaniti Reka Vidyautyaushasanaha. Vidyautyaushasanaha. Aushasanaha means Ushasanaha. The followers of the Sukracharya. Sukracharya also wrote Arthaśāstra. And whoever is following that Arthaśāstra, Aushanasaha. Aushanasaha, what they say? Dandaniti is only one division. Education means Dandaniti, that's all. So that is only the important education, important one. So there is no need of Anvikshiki Trayi Varta. Because without Dandaniti, what are the existence of that? Sarva Vidyarambaha Pratibaddaha iti. That means, what these followers of Sukracharya they say? They say that, so they are all the Anvikshiki Trayi Varta. They don't consider as a division, as a specific thing. Their focus is always on the Only Dandaniti. That means how to punish. Only politics and punishment. Because the interest, that society interest is what? Based upon that, they accept the education, and so they teach to their children that. Like you see, Hiranyakashipu is asking Shanda and Amarka to teach Dandaniti to the Prahlad. He's focusing. He's asking to focus, but this Prahlad is very different actually. So what is the reason why they are not accepting other things? Because they don't have any existence without Dandaniti. Then why we have to consider them as a category? That's a Haushanasaha. Haushanasaha. So, whatever is the opinion of the Kautilya? That means Kautilya Arthaśāstra is built upon how many educations? How many divisions? So what he recommends to king to study, and this Arthaśāstra, whatever we are studying, it is built on 4 divisions. Chatastra eva vidya iti Kautilya. He is following the, so Bhagavatam. Very good. So Bhagavatam is also telling 4 divisions. Anvikshiki Trayi Varta Dandaniti. And Kautilya is also saying, so I accept these 4 divisions, and 4 are the important. That means his Arthaśāstra is built upon these 4. And he is recommending a king has to study these 4. Tabir dharmarthau yad vidya tat vidyanam vidyatvam. Tabihi, that means by these 4, one king is able to know the what is right and wrong, what is his duty, and what is not his duty. What is not his duty? These things he will know. So who is knowing that? Then that is known as Vidya. That is an educated person. An educated person means who knows his duties properly. So for knowing that duty properly, he has to study these 4. These 4 are needed for him. Okay. So now we understood the different divisions. Next, so simple explanation is given. Sankyam Yoga Lokayatam Cha iti Anvikshiki. I said Anvikshiki means it is the education which is helpful. It is a tool. Is a helpful tool to understand any subject. Like if you want to understand the devotion. Yes. So these tools are useful. Like examples, in the spiritual world, there is no Maya. So spiritual world means you should not take the pure goodness, means the rectified goodness. That means in the material world, 3 modes are there, na? Goodness, passion, and ignorance. And we say Nayatra Maya, Kimuta Pare. That means in the spiritual world, there is no Maya. That means there is no 3 modes. So that means, but some people, they say that spiritual means Vishuddha Sattva, means pure goodness, means so material goodness only, which is free from the Rajas and Tamas. And that means spiritual world is also made up of goodness without any Rajas and Tamas. So that means that kind of interpretation they may give to you. They may not allow you to understand, or they may oppose. That means Vishuddha Sattva as a new element apart from these 3. A separate element apart from these 3. So then Sankhya philosophy is useful. Sankhya is saying what? In this material world, so our standard is these 3 modes always existing. You cannot find, that means material goodness without Rajas and Tamas. So that's why you cannot say that. So spiritual Vishuddha Sattva means the pure goodness which is material. You cannot say this. Like this, that means we are using the Sankhya philosophy now here to understand the spiritual world and the bhakti and so on, so many things. So that means these philosophies, the 6 philosophies you can take, Yoga, Sankhya, Nyaya, Mimamsa, even Vedanta Sutras also useful to understand Bhagavatam. That means Vedanta Sutra is giving the principles, the sutras, which are useful to understand the subject matter, the Bhagavatam very nicely, properly. So that we should not do any mistake in understanding. So that's why Anvikshiki Vidya, what it will do? It will rectify the false understandings in the studying of any subject matter. So next, Trayi is what? Dharma, Dharma. That means Trayi means I said. So 3 Vedas. In 3 Vedas, what is discussed? That means Dharma and Adharma. What is the right and what is wrong for Brahmanas, what is the right and wrong? For Kshatriyas, what is right and wrong? Vaishya, Sudra, Brahmachari, Vanaprastha, Gruhastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyasi. So Pitra Dharma, Putra Dharma, this, that. Like this, so many. In the society, Varnashrama, there are so many dharmas are there. All the dharmas are elaborately spreading in the Vedas. So that's why one should study the Vedas. That's a Trayi, means Vedas. To know what is the outcome of that Dharma and Adharma. And Varta. So that means Vaishyas, they focus on Varta. So that's how a Vaishya is doing business. And in the business, what is right and wrong, you should know. As a king, you should know what is the right and wrong in the business. If you don't know what is the right and wrong, then you cannot justify the activities of the Vaishya. So that's why Vartayam Nayapanayo. That means Artha Anartha Vartayam. That means the Artha Anartha, that means what is the right, so which business will give you the what kind of result, right result or wrong result. So that's why you should know Varta. Business also you should know. That's one of it. And Naya Apanayo means, so Anaya Apanayo Dandanitya. So one should Dandaniti, by learning Dandaniti, what you will get? Naya Apanaya. That means Nyaya and Anyaya. Right and wrong. Dharma and Adharma means duty and non-duty. You can take like that. From the studying Trayi, you will get what are the duties and what are doable and what not doable. That you will come to know. And by studying the Varta, you will be knowing what is beneficial and what is not beneficial. That what will give the profit and what thing will not give the profit. And by studying the Dandaniti, you will be getting the Naya Apanaya. That means right and wrong. That means what are the punishable activities and what are the not punishable. And what kind of punishment should be given. So those things you'll learn from the Dandaniti. Okay. Okay, these are this thing, and last one more important line. It takes little time. So I will end here. Any questions? So please let me know your questions. And if anyone wants to leave, if they don't have any questions, so they can leave. So yes, Prabhu, Paramatma Prabhu. So your hand control. Yeah.
Yes, now I got the control. Yes, sorry.
Yeah.
So I was having a couple of questions, Prabhu. I'll go with the first one. 6 types of philosophies. When you said, can you please elaborate what are they?
Yeah. We'll go one by one actually. So because many might be if they are lifting hands, so I'll come by cycle. That's a rounds actually. So if that means others also they might desiring to ask one question and leave. So that's why I'll go with the first of all one question with everyone, and then
Yes,
after the second round I'll come like that. It will be good.
Sure, Prabhu, definitely.
Yeah. So 6 philosophies. What are those 6 philosophies you are asking? Yeah. First one, you can see like this: Nyaya. So Vaisheshika. Next one is Sankhya, Yoga, Purva Mimamsa, Uttara Mimamsa. Is also known as Vedanta. So like these 6 philosophies are there. So these each philosophy is having its own feature actually. Even to understand Bhagavatam, also these are very useful. So Sarvadarshan Sangraha, there is a book actually, many different kinds of authors they wrote. So I'm not exactly remembering the more appropriate one, but actually in general, any competitive exams also, like IAS, there are so many lectures are there. And also because like you take the philosophy paper, you can learn actually, you can hear there also. Summary they will do. What is this philosophy? What are the use and what is the basic? And also you can see the for the what is that? Uh, that exam, another exam, net exam, national eligibility test. Sanskrit paper, if you take, then there also you can get lectures. Just I am saying in case if you want to hear. Yeah. Okay. So these are all useful for a king also to understand the subjects. That means like Vedas he is studying in how to understand Vedic text, how to interpret. Then Mimamsa is useful for that. And how to see the logical consistency in that statement. So that means whatever his understanding is having the logical consistency or not. For that, he can use the Nyaya. So Nyaya will teach. So that means logically understanding of the thing. Any that means that it will teach you some set of rules and regulations. So by those rules and regulations, you can apply on the current subject matter. So you can see there is any logical breakdown. So like this, like Sankhya is describing the 3 elements and their nature, their outcome and their activities. Like the 23 elements are formed from the Prakriti. The 23 elements are having their own functions. Like in the 26th chapter of the 3rd canto, you can see. So Kapila Bhagavan is also explaining, is defining every element. So, but Sankhya will even detailedly discuss this. So, because Kapila Bhagavan is discussing in brief, but this book so is having the lot of discussion like this. These philosophies are useful. Like Vedanta. Vedanta also is useful to understand the absolute truth properly. That's it. So that you can set the goal. You can set bhakti as the goal. Why? Because Vedanta sutras are concluding in the bhakti. Those are guiding. All the sutras are guiding. So one to do what? Bhakti, Abhideya. Bhakti is Abhideya. Yeah. So next question we'll take from the Vraja Vinod Prabhu.
Harish Prabhu, thanks for the clarity you have added to this subject, Prabhu. Just a question is that how do we reconcile? Srila Prabhupada is translating the Trai as not as 3 Vedas but 3 goals, namely religion, economy, and salvation. So can that also be reconciled in this explanation, Prabhu?
So that's a Trai means Dharma Artha Purusha, Dharma Artha Kama is. So it's based upon Acharya's commentary is there like that. Then in the contextually you can take. So Dharma Artha Kama also is one way is that only. So you see, Trai means Rug Yajus Sama. So those are the books which are dealing the benefit of the society. That means, so to exist society, what you need? We need the dharma. That means what the activities they should do. And by doing that, what kind of wealth or artha means wealth they can get. And then how they can spend that, utilize that wealth. That means so that they can get the enjoyment, righteous enjoyment. Kama means righteous enjoyment. Artha means righteous, artha money, wealth. And artha means dharma means righteous activities. So these are the 3 things we learn from the 3 Vedas. in that way, you can see they are non-different actually. Yeah. So, yeah. But in our community, Trayi means we learn these. That means our kings also learn these three. Why? That means what the right activity for the Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, they should know. And then by that, what is the livelihood for them from that dharma? So Artha is a livelihood. And how that livelihood can be spent. That means the ways to consume it, enjoyment, that is also should be defined. So these are all what? In a simplified way. In the Bhagavatam, what is said? Dharmasya hyapavargasya nardhothayopakalpate. So in our society, for our Daiva Varnashrama society, we are not going to set, that means dharma is the goal and to get the doing the activities, and for that, so for earning the money we do the activities, and for the sense gratification we spend that money. Not like that. Just to maintain body and soul together, we do the dharma, and from that some dhartha will come, and that we use so in such a way, so we not for the sense gratification, so that body can be sustained. So kamasya nendriya priti labho jiveta yavata. That means structure we have to follow the same thing, but as a devotees, what extent we should go there and what things we should take, that will be deciding in the future. But the structure, whatever the style is given, that we should follow. 4 educations are needed for the devotees also. But they understand the conclusions in a devotional perspective. In the light of Srimad Bhagavatam, they will understand. That 4 education, 4 divisions are important. That means in any Gurukula or any college we start, Varnashrama college or any Gurukula, these 4 divisions are needed. That's a training actually. That's a training for the children. That's anyway, that also we discuss how a Kshatriya child should be trained. What is the day schedule for him? That is also Chanakya discussed. Okay, next Gaur Sundar Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank
Hare
you
Krishna.
very much for your lecture. It was very nice. I have one question about Anvikshiki. Sometimes they translate Anvikshiki like logic, but can you hear me properly?
Yeah. I'm trying to.
Okay.
Can you close the door? Yes,
So sometimes they translate Anvikshiki as logic, but for logic we have different words like Nyaya, Tarka, Pramana, and things like that. Can you elaborate what's the difference of these
yes.
words?
Yes, bro.
Thank you.
Yeah. So sometimes we say Anvikshiki means just as a logic. So that means logic means it is a tool which help you to understand the subject matter properly, logically, so that your understanding will not be wrong. So in that sense, they said logic, but Upalakshana, from the Upalakshana, you can take other philosophies also. So not only just logic. Like example, Mimamsa deals how to interpret the sentences. So, but if you don't know Mimamsa knowledge, you don't know the varieties of interpreting the sentences, then also there is a chance to get the wrong understanding of the subject matter. So that's why, so by the word logic, you have to take the extended meaning actually of the other philosophies. Simple word is Anvikshiki means philosophies. 6 philosophies. Not only 6, if any of these things is there, any philosophy which helpful to understand the subject matter can be considered here. So like you see, mother is saying to protect so this curd from the crows. That boy, she is telling to her son, oh my dear son, you protect this curd from this crows, and I am going to the neighbor's house. Crows means what? He will protect that curd from only crows. Even cats are coming, he will protect or not? Dogs are coming, he will protect or not? Yes. So that's why not just a cat. That means mother said only crows. Okay, crows are not coming, but cats are coming and eating, then you will allow. No. So that's why Anvikshiki means the subject matter which helps you to understand the the tool which helps you to understand the various subjects. Like now we are studying Vedas to know the dharma and adharma. So then you need this anvikshiki. So that means it's on not only logic. So obviously you need the how to interpret that Vedic sentences or the Purana sentences and so on. So that's it. Okay, got it.
Thank you, Prabhu. And what the difference of Anvikshiki and Nyaya?
Yeah, it's you cannot make the Anvikshiki, you should not limit the meaning of Anvikshiki to the only the logic. Anvikshiki, Anu Ikshati. Anu means so closely. So Ikshati means observing. It's not logic actually, simply logic. No.
It has philosophy inside, logical philosophy.
Anvikshiki is nothing but philosophy.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Next, so Vikram Prabhu. So can you unmute, Prabhu? Can you unmute, Prabhu? So we are not able to hear you. Sorry.
Sorry, Prabhuji, I was muted. I was asking, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, I wanted to ask a question from a practical perspective. Somebody who's in the modern life right now has a Kshatriya tendency, but he may be a top manager in a company, but his actual Swadharma to use his Swadharma to manage a company, for instance. But he actually wants to manage land.
Your voice has broken.
Building temples.
Your voice has broken one sentence before. Can you repeat?
So, Prabhuji, I'm saying from a practical perspective, somebody who is a top manager maybe at a company, but he wants to actually use that tendency. He's a Kshatriya by heart and wants to use that tendency to manage the land. So that this is for the Krishna conscious movement to protect the cows and to build temples and so on and so forth. So this is required. But then how does he acquire the land now? How does he actually acquire? Because this is so difficult at the present moment. I hope you understand the question, right?
Yeah. I a little bit I understood because so first of all, our objective is to build our own society. That is our main objective actually, and especially our temples leaders. They should envision, that means the future, that means how the society should come and it should be protected, their land, and they should be able to divide that means people into the categories and see the respective duties properly. So that kind of society, Dayavarnashram society we need. So this is needed. And also if you ask, that means just in the modern perspective, someone is working as managing such a big company. So then he's having a lot of people under him, and also some properties are there, and also some resources are there, money, incoming resources also there. Then, so dharma, we are learning from the Veda, but he has to define his own dharma, whatever the principles he defined, and also he should also follow the same thing for his structure actually, his structure. So he also should be having the right and wrong. As a manager, he should know what is the right and wrong. That means in all the areas. He should be, as a topmost person of that organization, so he should be knowing all the areas, what is the right way of doing and what is the not right way of doing. Either handling money or handling that means maybe the government rules he should know and properly, because there are so many rules are there. So he should know these things properly, systematically, because he should not be cheated by someone. So he might be appointing someone, but for a successful man, he should be well trained actually. Then, so for that, and also he should be Vikrama. That means Naya Vikrama Sampannaha Suthanaha. These three things. As a leader, one should have what? So should know the right and wrong. Second one is Vikrama, means he should be powerful. And third one is he is active. Suthana means very active. These are the principles. And then he should be to get the Naya. That means, so to decide right and wrong, whatever the subjects are needed for him in this area, he should properly understand that. Otherwise, he'll be cheated by his subordinates.
Right. Right. And how how does such a person contribute to the Krishna conscious movement? Because actually that is what he wants to do anyway.
Yeah. Such a person, whoever is having, so then we have to see parallelly, we should develop our own society. Because our Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted every village and town should be so fully engaged in Krishna consciousness, taking the holy name. So that means the roadmap is for what? Entire whole world should be conquered by the devotees. So that is our step actually. That's a beginning. Of course, a big words, but it's our acharyas are envisioning. Same Srila Prabhupada's mood, if you see in his various lectures, always that is exhibited actually. He want to see that every world, everyone, he want to revert the whole society, whole world. So that's why we have to have that means whatever this is the present day technology, which is unsustainable and suicidal this is. Do you think these present systems are very stable? Economical systems, political systems. So whatever the energy, everything is in the crisis only actually. It's just a show off actually. Show off is
Yeah,
going
it's not
on.
at all sustainable. So then how to continue? It's not
So that's
actually
why
possible to continue.
our practical thing is we have to acquire the land. So whatever first of all in our temples, so we should form the groups. People should form as a groups, like-minded people, as a purchase the land. So we are going to provide that. IDVM is going to provide the available land in India at least as a beginning. So where the land is available, first and foremost thing is acquisition of the land is the most important thing. So our devotees has to wake up and they should put their investment in the good land actually.
Yeah, but
So
there's
that
so
is
many rules, no, Prabhuji, which are preventing that acquisition. There's this,
because these demons, they don't want to allow others to become powerful actually. That's why
right,
so many rules they are putting.
right.
So yeah, that's why we should know the constitution and what are the rules, and then how to make the different self. That's like you have the different things actually, like cooperative societies you can form, and there are the systems are there how to so that land can be acquired. We have to observe their systems also. First
Okay,
and foremost, that is a Kshatriya actually. Kshatriya means he should be very resourceful in thinking and in planning and in acquiring the land. And he
right.
should be dealing the people and so going and meeting with the politicians and so convince them properly and make them some different trust and this and that. Whatever the systems are there, you should be thoughtful actually
Okay,
and acquire the land for his community, his future community.
right. Yes, Prabhuji. And so, but Prabhuji, these legal systems we create,
Yeah.
how can we align them so that they remain, say, within the larger society? So, because even with the society has some rules, for example, in Mayapur, we couldn't acquire all the land in the society's name. So it is
Yeah.
split up in several societies. But
Yes,
still,
yes.
there's a challenge to keep it within the society, all the land.
Still the challenge is
To keep the land within the control of the society while it has to be separately registered, no? So,
yeah, it's in Mayapur also. So some systems they are following. So and also they met the our Didi, and they think something they are working out actually. So I'm not exactly knowing. So that's why, yeah, in the whatever that means, different ways, because ultimately initially we have struggled because we are whatever we want to develop the society that should be evolving in the framework given by the Indian Constitution. Example, India, if you take, which is going to give a lot of pressure on us and lot of difficulties because they have already rules. We don't have any free hand to implement everything in a full extent, whatever we are studying in the Shastra. But it should be it should be growing actually. Organically, it should grow. Organically, it should grow means it looks like that we are following their rules, and also we should, on the other side, we should be becoming powerful and acquiring our own land for our future societies.
Right. Very
So that is
important.
the intelligence actually that
Right.
needs this some understanding of the systems and things.
Okay. Understood. Very
Yes.
nice. Thank you, Prabhu.
Yes. Okay, bro. Paramatma, bro. I think it's your turn now.
Yes, Prabhu. The other one which I had was, I have only two more questions, Prabhu. One is a straightforward one, and the other one is my understanding. So, what is Sato Kothara Samskara? There is one Samskara you said for a brahmachari until 25 years. What is that Samskara, Prabhu?
There's Snatakottara. That
Okay,
means post-graduation. Snataka means graduation, Snatakottara means post-graduation.
Okay. Whenever
So
he
that means like when a boy goes to Gurukul, first of all, he will be given with the Upanayana Samskara. Then after that, Vidyarambha Samskara. Then after that, next after that, he will be studying and so Snatakottara Samskara. Like this is a Samskaras. So that means that will purify him actually. By that Samskarat Bhaved Dijaha. It will purify that person.
Okay.
He'll be giving that
Got
means
it.
samskara, every samskara is having a certain process and certain things it will give. Like you say Upanayana Samskara, after taking the Upanayana Samskara, he has to every day do the Nitya Agnihotram for the Brahmanas, and they should do the chant the Gayatri 3 times, and they should follow the certain rules while the passing urine. So that will be purifying him. Samskara will purify that person.
Yes,
Yeah.
Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu. The other one is my understanding, Prabhu. Here I'm at a high level, I'm trying to understand. Anvikshiti means logic or philosophy. Trayi means doable or not doable, because
Duties
you
and
should
dharma,
understand.
dharma. Doable duties and undoable, actually. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And if it comes to Varta, no right and wrong.
No, no.
Uh,
Varta means how, what is the beneficial and what is not. Naya, artha, anartha. By studying that subject, you will be understanding where you can increase, how you can increase your wealth and how to manage that. So that those things.
Okay. Then Dandaniti comes as no right and
Punishment.
wrong. Or
What punishment should be given in what kind of mistake, wrong thing, if for what kind of punishment should be given.
Okay. So Nyaya, Anyaya comes into Dandaniti, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Sorry, go ahead, bro.
Yes, Uday Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna,
How to
Prabhu.
access recording of the class, Prabhuji?
Recordings, we are trying, Prabhu, actually, who are registered to this course and coming for the course, we want to give personally, that means private, actually, in the private mode, and only those students who are attending the class, those can only see through their email, because we don't want to make it public, because no one should know our whole agenda, actually, because social media is very powerful. So we should keep many things are very in a secret way, because it should be kept in secret. You people also, I keep. So we are giving very freely, but it's very important knowledge. It is going to involve a lot of things in our discussions. So keep it secret, actually. Don't share with anyone. Okay. Let them come and we'll see. And gradually, that's why we took only the who are chanting 16 rounds and 4 regulatory principles who are following, and that to males only, not females. Because they may very easy to, they are open to everyone. And also, yeah. The so and so. Yeah, Sachinandan Prabhu is asking enlighten on Varta. So yes, Prabhu, Varta will be discussing one chapter is going to come. Complete chapter for each. For Anvikshiki, Trayi, Varta and Dandaniti, we are going to get the complete chapter. So we'll be discussing at that time. Maybe tomorrow it will come, actually. Anything else? Any comments or questions? If not, then okay, fine. Thank you very much. for kind and patient hearing. So we'll try to cover our syllabus within 10 days. So please, so cooperate and encourage and
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
yeah, yes, Prabhu, Kala Rup Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, yes. Dandavad Pranam, Prabhu. Thank you
Pranam.
very much, Prabhu. Prabhu, which day we are doing the course? Is from Monday to Friday or Monday and Friday?
No, Monday to Friday. So tomorrow and day after
Okay.
tomorrow holiday.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
So
very
Monday
much.
we'll be meeting back. Yes.
Okay.
I forgot to announce this. So Monday to
Okay.
Friday our classes, bro. 5 days in a week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Prabhu. So Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande. Hari Hari.